turn now to Florida Governor Rick Scott, who is dealing with a hurricane that's going to impact his entire state. Governor, good morning to you, sir. Thanks for your time. Shelters are set up. The National Guard has been activated. I heard you practically begging residents to get out of Florida yesterday. Here we are, less than 20 hours out. Where do we stand?
Well, we've worked very hard to try to get people out of these evacuation areas. I hope everybody's doing it. If you're on the West Coast and you're not on the road by early morning today, it's going to be too late. We're continuing to open up shelters all around the state. We're going to do everything we can to get people to safety. The keys are going to start hitting today with the winds, this morning with the winds. The big thing I'm worried about is the storm surge. Unbelievable storm surge, as much as 12 feet of storm surge. You're not going to survive it. If you're in an evacuation zone, you've got to get out. You've got to get out now. But this is a great state. People are resilient. They work together. They're strong. They help each other. We're going to make it through this.
And we want to help you out here this morning. And we understand you're asking for volunteer nurses.
Absolutely. We've got a lot of people in shelters. We need about 1,000 nurses. I've got a website, BPRCHD, preparedness at flhealth.gov. But we need about 1,000 nurses, and we need 1,000 nurses in our shelters now to help take care of those that, the special needs and others that need some help.
Well,
so
logistically,
anybody that could come and help us do that, we appreciate it.
I was going to ask you logistically how that's working. Obviously, there's so many people who are trying to head out. So are you asking for people who are maybe in that area to just go to the shelters instead? Or logistically, how would this work?
Absolutely. Yeah, absolutely. If you're in the area and you don't have to evacuate, but you could come to the shelter and help these individuals, that would be outstanding.
And again,
so we need 1,000 nurses, and hopefully that we'll get them.
Governor, we've got that information, by the way, for folks at home. That information's at the bottom of the screen, that website that you just mentioned, that email that you just mentioned. Late morning, you're saying that that's going to be sort of the deadline for folks to get out. Does that mean you guys are going to start contraflow at that point? All lanes will then lead out of Florida?
What we're doing is, one, we're making sure we get the fuel there. We're working diligently to continue to get fuel on the highway. We've opened up the shoulder from Wildwood up to the Georgia line to add more lanes there. We've got 1,700 troopers working to keep the traffic flowing. We've got local police and sheriff's office help keep the traffic moving. But look, it's getting late. If you're not on the road on the West Coast by noon, you need to get to a shelter, get to a friend's house. If you're in an evacuation zone, get off the road.
You've said that this is a catastrophic storm that your state has never seen. How are you feeling overall this morning? I know you've been talking with the media, you've been trying to get the word out, but in this moment, do you feel prepared?
Absolutely. We have great emergency management team, great first responders. The federal government, I've talked to President Trump pretty much every day. FEMA's here. I've got all the resources of the federal government. They're committed. We've got all of our resources. I've called up 7,000 members of the National Guard. The big concern I have is our individuals listening and getting out of harm's way. You've got to get out of these evacuation zones. You've got to get to higher ground. You've got to get to safety. The shelters are in safer locations. You've got to keep doing that. We're prepared. We're resilient. We're strong. We're going to help each other, and we're going to get through this.
Florida Governor Rick Scott. Governor, thanks so much again for your time this morning, and good luck.